shadows of Mecca, a storm brews, not in the sky, but in the heart of a man feared by all, a man who sharpened his blade not for war, but for a mission, to silence the messenger forever. His name, Umar ibn al-Khattab. But the path he walks tonight will change more than just his fate. It will change the world. He was feared, respected, ruthless. One day, sword in hand, he left to silence the prophet forever. But what happened that day would echo through eternity. Born into the noble Banu Adi tribe, Umar was raised as a warrior and a leader. Unlike many Arabs of his time, he could read and write, a rare and valuable skill that set him apart. He was known for his sharp mind, his fierce loyalty, and his unwavering sense of justice, qualities that would later reshape the world. His early life was steeped in the traditions of pre-Islamic Arabia, where tribal honor and martial prowess were paramount. These formative years forged a character of immense strength and conviction, preparing him unknowingly for a destiny far grander than tribal leadership. But fate had other plans. As Umar marched toward his dark mission, a fellow tribesman stopped him. "Before you kill Muhammad," the man said, "perhaps you should deal with your own family first. Your sister has become a Muslim." This unexpected revelation struck Umar like a thunderbolt. The news ignited a new, more personal fury within him. The immediate threat to his family's honor, as he perceived it, diverted his deadly intent. This seemingly chance encounter was, in fact, a pivotal moment, redirecting his path towards an unforeseen destiny. Rage consumed Umar as he stormed toward his sister's house. How dare she betray their ancestors' faith? How dare she choose this new religion over family honor? The sword meant for Muhammad would taste blood tonight, but not the blood he had originally intended. His anger was a tempest, fueled by a sense of betrayal and a rigid adherence to the old ways. He saw his sister's conversion as an affront to his authority and a stain on his family's reputation. The scene was set for a dramatic and violent confrontation. Umar burst through the door to find his sister and brother-in-law with a stranger. They were studying written verses. "What is this nonsense?" he roared. When they tried to hide the parchment, his fury exploded. He struck his sister so hard that blood flowed from her face. But as Umar saw his sister's blood, something shifted in his heart. Fatima, wiping her wound, looked at him with eyes full of pain, but no hatred. "Yes, we have become Muslims," she said with quiet dignity. "Do with us what you will, but we will never abandon our faith." Shaken by his sister's courage, Umar demanded to read the verses that had transformed her. After purifying himself, a symbolic act of humility, he took the parchment. The words he read were from Surah Taha. "I am Allah. There is no God but me. So worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance." These were not mere words. They were divine revelation, resonating with a truth he had never encountered. The rhythmic beauty and profound meaning of the Quranic verses began to penetrate his very soul, softening the hardened layers of his skepticism and anger. In that moment, Umar ibn al-Khattab made a choice that would change history. The man who came to kill the prophet would instead seek him out, not as an enemy, but as someone ready to surrender his entire life to the truth he had just discovered. His decision was swift and absolute. This was not a hesitant conversion, but a decisive embrace of a new reality. The same fierce determination that had fueled his opposition now propelled him towards acceptance. The world held its breath, unaware of the seismic shift that had just occurred within one man's heart. When Umar reached the house where Prophet Muhammad was teaching, the believers inside were terrified. This was the man who had persecuted them, who had struck fear into their hearts. But the Prophet smiled and said, "Welcome, Umar. I have been expecting you." The Prophet's calm demeanor and welcoming words disarmed the fear, replacing it with awe. This moment underscored the Prophet's divine wisdom and foresight, recognizing the immense potential within Umar, even in his darkest hour. Before the Prophet could speak further, Umar fell to his knees. "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger," he declared. The room erupted in joy, but none were happier than the Prophet himself. Allah had guided the fiercest opponent to become the strongest defender. His declaration was a thunderous affirmation, echoing through the small gathering. It marked not just a personal conversion, but a monumental victory for the nascent Muslim community. The Lion of Mecca had roared, but this time in submission to the truth. His conversion was a turning point for the early Muslims, emboldening them and giving them a powerful advocate. Umar's unwavering commitment and formidable character became a source of immense strength and protection for the vulnerable community. When the Prophet called for migration to Medina, most Muslims left secretly, fearing persecution. But not Umar. He went to the Kaaba, announced his departure publicly, and challenged anyone who wanted to stop him. Such was his courage that none dared to oppose him. In Medina, Umar became the Prophet's most trusted advisor. His wisdom in matters of state, his courage in battle, and his unwavering commitment to justice made him indispensable. The Prophet often said, "If there were to be a prophet after me, it would be Umar." This profound praise from the Prophet highlighted Umar's exceptional qualities and his pivotal role in the early Muslim community. He was not just a warrior, but a statesman, a strategist, and a profound source of counsel. When Islam was threatened, Umar stood as its unshakable defender. At the Battle of Badr, at Uhud, in every confrontation, his courage inspired the believers. He fought not for glory or conquest, but for the preservation of divine truth in a world desperate for guidance. When the Prophet passed away, the Muslim community faced its greatest test. Abu Bakr became the first Caliph, and Umar stood as his strongest supporter. Together, they preserved the unity of the Muslim nation during its most vulnerable hour. Umar's loyalty and wisdom were crucial in navigating this unprecedented crisis. His support for Abu Bakr ensured stability and continuity, preventing fragmentation at a critical juncture in Islamic history. This period showcased his statesmanship and dedication to the community's welfare. When Abu Bakr passed away, Umar ibn al-Khattab became the second Caliph of Islam. The man who once sought to destroy the faith now carried its greatest responsibility. He would lead not just the Arabian Peninsula, but an expanding empire that would stretch across 3 continents. His ascension to the caliphate marked a new chapter, not just for him, but for the entire Muslim world. The weight of leadership, the immense responsibility of guiding a burgeoning empire, now rested squarely on his shoulders. Umar's reign was marked by unprecedented justice. He established courts, built hospitals, created a welfare system for the poor, and ensured that even the humblest citizen could approach him with their concerns. His door was always open. His justice was always fair. He laid the foundations of a just and equitable society, prioritizing the welfare of his subjects above all else. His administrative reforms were revolutionary, setting a standard for governance that would influence civilizations for centuries to come. Under Umar's leadership, Islam spread not through force, but through the beauty of justice. When he conquered Jerusalem, he did so with such mercy and wisdom that even the Christian patriarch insisted that only Umar himself could receive the keys to the holy city. His entry into Jerusalem was a profound moment of interfaith respect and tolerance. He guaranteed the safety of its inhabitants and their places of worship, setting a precedent for religious freedom that was remarkable for its time. He conquered hearts through his exemplary conduct. By day, Umar ruled an empire. By night, he walked the streets of Medina, checking on his people. He helped widows, fed the hungry, and comforted the troubled. His people never knew when their caliph might appear at their door, not as a ruler, but as a servant. No one was above Umar's justice, not even his own family. When his son committed a crime, Umar ensured he faced the same punishment as any citizen. When governors became corrupt, he removed them immediately. For Umar, justice was not negotiable. When famine struck Arabia, Umar refused to eat meat or drink milk until every person in his empire had food. He opened the treasury, organized relief efforts, and personally ensured that no one starved. His own body weakened, but his spirit remained unbroken. This period, known as the Year of Ash, showcased his extraordinary self-sacrifice and leadership during a crisis. He shared in the suffering of his people, demonstrating a profound bond and an unparalleled commitment to their survival. Under Umar's leadership, the Islamic Empire expanded beyond anyone's imagination. Egypt, Syria, Iraq, Persia, vast territories came under Islamic rule. But more than conquering lands, Umar conquered hearts through his justice and mercy. His military campaigns were characterized by strategic brilliance and ethical conduct. The expansion was not merely territorial, but also a spread of the principles of justice, order, and religious tolerance that defined his rule. His administrative acumen was unparalleled, laying the groundwork for a sophisticated state apparatus. These reforms ensured stability, facilitated communication, and provided essential services, transforming a nascent community into a thriving civilization. Under Umar's rule, Christians, Jews, and other minorities enjoyed unprecedented protection. He established the Constitution of Medina's principles across his empire, ensuring that people of all faiths could practice their religion freely while contributing to society. In his final days, Umar had a dream that troubled him deeply. He saw himself standing before Allah, uncertain of his fate. Despite his great achievements, he feared that his responsibilities as Caliph might have led him astray from the path of humility and servitude. This profound introspection revealed his constant self-awareness and his deep piety. Even at the pinnacle of power, he remained humble, ever conscious of his ultimate accountability to God. His fear was not of death, but of failing in his sacred trust. On the morning of his death, Umar led the Fajr prayer as usual. As he bowed in prostration to Allah, a Persian slave named Abu Lulu struck him with a poisoned dagger. The man who had feared no enemy in battle was brought down by an assassin's blade. It was a tragic end to a life dedicated to justice and service. The sudden, violent act shocked the Muslim community, robbing them of their beloved leader in a moment of profound devotion. His martyrdom underscored the perils of leadership and the sacrifices it often demands. As Umar lay dying, he was told that his assassin was not a Muslim, but a Persian slave seeking revenge. "Praise be to Allah," he whispered, "that I was not killed by a Muslim." Even in his final moments, his concern was for the unity of the Muslim community. His foresight in establishing a consultative process for succession prevented potential discord and ensured the continued stability of the nascent Islamic State. His desire for a humble burial reflected his lifelong commitment to simplicity and devotion. Umar ibn al-Khattab ruled for 10 years, but his impact echoes through eternity. The institutions he built, the justice he established, the mercy he showed, these became the foundation upon which Islamic civilization flourished for centuries. Today, 15 centuries later, Umar's example still shines like a beacon. In a world hungry for justice, his life reminds us that true leadership means serving others. In times of division, his story shows us the power of transformation and redemption. Umar ibn al-Khattab's life is a profound narrative of transformation, leadership, and unwavering commitment to justice. His story is not just a historical account, but a timeless guide for anyone seeking to make a meaningful impact on the world. Subscribe to our channel for more inspiring historical documentaries. Share this video with those who seek wisdom and justice. And in the comments below, tell us, what lesson from Umar's extraordinary life resonates most deeply with you? Let's keep his flame of justice burning brightly for generations to come.